Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie HerbMan. Busting you back upside the head with another hot banger. Boogie, please go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. Yes, sir. And if you're new to the program, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms at Love Urban. All right, so I am your neighborhood holistic practitioner. I am none other than your homie HerbMan. We're coming live from South Africa, live on YouTube, live on TikTok. Please get somewhere on your little Saturday situated so that you can learn how to heal thyself. And you cannot heal yourself unless you know thyself. And so we teach you here about the human frame and the human design so that you can be well on your way to happiness, wholeness, and wellness, the three things that you deserve. All right. And so we're going to teach you this thing, you guys. This is a free information station. You don't have to pay for anything that you hear here today. All you simply got to do is pay attention. And how we do that is by double tapping that screen and getting us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. I work for my food. You work for yours, all right? And that interaction is going to allow us to be able to get to the finite understanding of how simplistic healing is, okay? But remember, I'm going to say this now from here on out. I'm going to let you know this. Healing is not a passive thing, okay? Healing is participatory. You must participate in your own healing. And so when you just sitting on the sideline chilling, think somebody's going to do something for you, you already open up a can of worms for the possibilities. So we want to make sure that we started to know our tendencies, know ourselves, and be able to get ourselves into an understanding of how to heal ourselves based on knowing ourselves the most. And so you don't depend on your wife to know you better or your spouse to know you better. You got to know you, so that you can start explaining and articulating yourself better to the people around you and in your environment. And when you start to do that, that's when we'll start to learn. All right. So once we get to 1,000 likes, you guys, we'll get to the subject matter at hand. Today, we're going to talk about the marriage. Everybody really understands what we've been teaching. If you don't, then you can go back to YouTube and look at some of the videos that we've been teaching you guys, that this is the new system of tomorrow. The future of medicine is no medicine at all. And this is how we're going to be able to do it, because people are going to be more illuminated, more educated on who they are, why they tick the way they do, and they're able to provide themselves their own medicine. And we're going to show you these simple discharge systems and ways to be able to discharge in your daily flow. Don't wait till you get to this and to that. We show you how to do this every day and make it practical, and then you'll see how you can keep yourself out of harm's way, okay? All of this stuff we teach you about in your owner's manual, okay? So if you guys are interested in the owner's manual as we continue to talk about it, then therefore you can DM us and we'll get you that information. Now, here we go. What we've been teaching you guys about is the duality, the polarity, working it as a oneness. This is an old ancient understanding. Ain't nothing new about that, right? But what we're trying to get you to understand is they've been teaching us wrong by intention. And so what happened is you must understand that your life goes in a cyclical or spiral motion, not linear. Okay, it's a cyclical spiral motion, not linear. And your job is to not necessarily go up and down, but to go in and out. Your job is not to necessarily go up and down, but to go in and out. Okay, or to go in and down. Okay, so when I teach you guys about the descending, right? The descendant, you are a descendant. You ain't no ascendant because you're no ancestor. And you'll see that in the cosmology, the ascendant is here, and the opposite of it is the descendant. So the descendant is the opposite of the ascendant. Okay. Now, again, this ain't got nothing to do with nothing but duality and polarity. Okay. That's all this got something to do with: catabolic, anabolic. If you keep them balanced, you're healthy. If you don't, you're not. Okay, so now you got this ascendant and descendant nature within you, because you came from the ascendant, then you have the DNA to want to ascend. Okay, so then we know that one way we're going to aspire is always we're going to aspire up. But because we are the descendants, we also must understand the value in descending and coming down. Okay, let me erase this. Let me put it like this. Let me do it like this. Let me do it like this. Okay, up, right? And then there's a value in descending where we're coming down. Okay. Then there's another value in going in. Okay. So we got the up and we got the down, but we need to understand the in. Okay. The inward motion. And we also need to understand the value of the outward. And I know you don't understand it right now, so I'm going to show you. Everything is bidirectional. Okay? And everything is meeting where? Where is everything meeting at? So what I'm trying to teach you really quick on YouTube and TikTok, really quick, if you don't know what I'm saying, let me go ahead and put it out there just in case you don't want to see me no more. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that you're not supposed to ascend from the bottom to the top. You're supposed to ascend to the heart. You're not supposed to descend from the top all the way down to the bottom. You're supposed to descend just to the heart. So the understanding is that everything is coming and flowing from the center. Okay, everything is coming and going from the center. So it's a constant of flow, a bi-directional movement from the center. So nobody got to go out of their way. Nobody got to go out of their avenue. Nobody got to leave their block. Ain't nobody got to leave their kinfolk and friend to come holler at you because there's a meeting in the middle. Okay. And this meeting in the middle is where the marriage happens between spirit and matter. This meeting in the middle is where the marriage happens between spirit and matter, or AKA body. Okay. So this meeting in the middle, so we got to understand this alchemical marriage where everything meets in the heart. And so when we're looking at people like Jesus and all these particular symbols of love, is because that is where you're married to, where the groom married the bridegroom, where? In the center, at the heart, at the core of who you are. And so here's the thing, the medicine that we're trying to really teach you guys about, it really is heart coherence. The medicine that we're trying to really teach you guys about is really heart coherence. That's really the medicine. And herbs ain't nothing but a supplement to that. Food ain't nothing but a supplement to that. And everything else that you're going through in this particular paradigm is nothing but supplemental to the objective, which is to create heart coherence. Now you say, well, how is that happening? How do you do that? What does that look like? Thank you for asking. Okay. Thank you guys for asking. You guys keep tapping out, keep talking, keep tapping out, keep talking. Let's get us up to 100,000 likes. Okay. So why is it that this heart coherence is the master key? Again, because it's where the marriage is taking place. Okay. The heart coherence is the steady, rhythmic, synchronized state where the heart, the breath, the brain, the nervous system move in harmony. Okay. And this is not some hocus pocus. This is not some poetry. It is literal physiology, neurobiology, quantum biology. This is ancient exoteric truth merging as one. When the heart becomes coherent, the nervous system settles. The waters of the body that we teach you about, it synchronizes. The fascia lights up. The brain waves stabilize. The cells regenerate with a whole lot less friction. The immune system is going to strengthen here. The emotional body releases stored trauma. And the spirit can inhabit the body fully when you got all that trash taken out. And this is why the coherence sits at the center of the map. So when you're talking about here, the spiral map, it sits in the center. But when you're looking at here is the center. Now we say the 7 things. So what you always been taught about is the 7 things is like this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You always been taught to climb up Jacob's ladder. But what I'm trying to get you to see is that if you break this 7 down, you got 3 at the top, and it would be 3 at the bottom, right? And then 1 in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the middle is the separation and the meeting place of the bottom. So if you're in your lower self, you don't have to try to get to your higher self. You don't have to try to you don't have to try to escape and make the spirit leave the body. All you need to do is to get to the meeting place. Okay? And when you up on your throne, you ain't got to try to come all the way down from your throne to meet people where they at. All you got to do is get to the meeting place. Okay? And that meeting place is going to be where your love is at. Okay? Where your love is at, where your peace is at. Okay? So, but we've been taught to go all the way from the bottom to the top. And nobody's been teaching us that it's not that. It's to go from the bottom to the heart and then stay right there and let your spirit meet you there. And then therefore you can have a little bit more embodiment when your spirit gets into the body. And when your spirit get into the body, then guess what you can do? Okay, when your spirit gets into the body, you guys on YouTube, thank you guys for coming. Guess what you can do when your spirit gets into your body? See, y'all don't really know nothing about this because they don't teach us this. But the key to everything is nervous system regulation. Everywhere you go, your nervous system. I teach that myself. But what controls the nervous system is this heart coherent, because a coherent heart is going to switch the body into parasympathetic healing. That's what you need to heal. A coherent heart is going to reduce cortisol. That's what we need. It's going to increase oxytocin. It's going to stabilize blood pressure. How many want to stabilize their blood pressure? You ain't even popped a pill yet. You ain't even drank the herb yet. And you can do this within yourself. So what are we selling and what are we buying? You got to start looking at your product like, what is this? If my brother telling me that we're producing this stuff in the subtle things that we do and show of life and this appreciation for this particular moment. A coherent heart is going to harmonize breathing rhythms. This is the biological state required for what? A good digestion, a good detoxification, a good immune repair. All the stuff you're trying to attempt to do with your little health there, emotional processing, your cellular regeneration, it's going to require some heart coherency. And we're going to talk later about why. But without coherence, you guys, healing is impossible. Okay? Without coherency, healing is impossible. That's why we harp on it so much. That's why we tell you about the fluids of the body. Okay? So that you'll understand that those fluids are also in the same thing. They have to be under coherence. Okay? Because when you got those fluids under coherence with the heart, then guess what? That's clean blood. That's open lymph. That's hydrated cells. That's lubricated joints. That's clear cerebral spinal fluid. That's a harmonious interstitial flow. Okay? The body becomes an internal river system instead of a stagnated swamp. Remember that. That's why the heart is the key. It is the key to the water regulator. But how do you get heart coherence? Okay, when you're looking at all these different things that we talked about over the thing, when we're looking at your auric field, or when you're looking at your torus field, right? That torus field, the heart is the center. It's not mystical, it's physics. Okay, because the heart will allow the spirit to enter the matter. Spirit cannot enter a stressed body. Only a coherent body can house a fully equipped spirit. That's why it's not good to be diseased and be bogged down. Okay? Because when the heart achieves neutrality, natural, and it achieves this neutrality and this rhythmic flow, then your crown chakra opens up. But you can't start from the crown without the love. You can't ask for me to take your top off without the love. You can't ask for that, right? So the crown opens because of heart coherency, not before. Intuition will increase because of heart coherency, not before. Energy will align, not before, but after heart coherency. Trauma can be softened, not before, but after your heart gets a coherency. Brain and gut synchronicity after heart coherency. The higher self can descend after you get the understanding of this heart coherency, so that you'll understand the importance of the dissension, because this is a biological resurrection. Okay, biological resurrection is when your stem cells activate. It's when your telomeres repair. It's when your mitochondria increases energy output. It's when your inflammation lowers. It's when your hormones get balanced. It's when your aging slows down. It's when your DNA expression changes. That's where biological resurrection comes from. So when we're talking about resurrecting the body, then you got to know how to do that. And the heart is going to be the bridge between the descending spirit and the ascending body. Let me repeat that one more time. They said I got about 4 people in the room that got some hearing aids on. The heart is the bridge between a descending spirit and an ascending body. And you marry those two in the middle. Okay? You marry those two in the middle. And this is what we call the return. A lot of us like to go into the lower self, into the higher self, but you don't return back to coherency. Do this in remembrance of me. The return, the resurrection, it happens in the middle. Now you will see on this chart right here that instead of going up these seven are in here, but you got to be able to see them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. That's going around a cyclical DNA, more spiral, more ecliptic understanding of the sun here, but you still got them 7 chakras here, but they're not in a straight line. They're in the cycle. Okay? They're not in the straight line. They're in the cycle. All right? So we got to understand that, so that you'll understand that this biological resurrection is not about rising from the dead, but rising into a new state of biology. Okay? And that's how we're pushing forth this information. So the owner's manual, it aligns perfectly with this understanding that heart coherency creates the peace chemistry. When the heart is coherent, these chemicals form the healing neurochemical cocktail. And this cocktail is the medicine for longevity. So that when you're doing your love, bonding, and safety, you're getting that oxytocin. When your mood and clarity is good, that's the serotonin. When you're motivated and joyful, that's your dopamine. When you got the calm and you're grounded, that's your endocannabinoid. When you got the pleasure and the healing, that's your endorphins. Okay? You can create it through how you perceive life. What's your perception? What's your perception? Anybody want to talk about it? Put some me in the chat. Let me know, what's your perception? Do you not know that your perception is what is influencing the heart coherency? Because the heart coherency is a return to the center. So descending is a knowledge that's necessary, because the ascent is eventual, right? But the descending is a necessary knowledge. But the center, the return, is where the transformation actually happens. The marriage. That's where when Harry met Sally meets. Right? So the heart is the center because it is the physical center of the body. It is the electrical command center. It is the emotional processing center. It is the spiritual gateway. It is the cosmological balance point. It is the meeting point of the hemispheres. It is the throne of consciousness. This is why everything kept pointing back to the heart, even with Jesus speaking, that the love was the biggest thing, right? That if you love your God with all mind, heart, and soul, to love thy neighbor thyself, on all the laws stand thee to. It was about the heart. How did he resurrect Lazarus? It said Jesus wept. Okay? Before Jesus did all his miracles, it was about compelling and compassion. Heart coherency. is the key to man and human evolution. It is the most spiritual path failed because they tried to ascend without this coherency. Most scientists have failed because they ignored the heart entirely. And heart coherence, again, is the bridge. It makes a human emotionally intelligent. It makes a human metabolically stable. It makes you spiritually receptive. It makes you physically vital, mentally clear. Okay, the heart is everything, man. It makes your immune strong. It makes you energetically open. It makes you be enjoying this experience. And that's where the program has gotten you out of feeling in the moment. It makes you hormonally balanced, neurologically resilient. And we're losing that as a people because we're not being taught this in the way we need to be. Yes, the Bible is teaching you this. Don't get it twisted. The Bible is teaching you this, but it's losing its for some reason, and it might be because of the teachers. But all of these is the state of the evolved human. Okay? So yes, heart coherency is the key. It is literally the center of the entire system, a lot like the sun in the solar system. Okay? Anybody got any question? You guys can come on with it. Okay? But heart coherence is going to be like this. Okay? Heart coherence is going to be like this. Is heart coherence plus your interpretations of life. Okay? So you look at it like that. Okay? Heart coherence is going to be how you interpret life plus how you stay at peace during it. I want you guys to get this, okay? This is live on TikTok, live on YouTube, you guys. Please go somewhere, get situated, keep tapping out, keep talking. Let's get us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. Watch me and listen carefully, okay? Heart coherence is equal to how you interpret life plus your interpretation plus how you stay at peace during it. Your interpretation, meaning your perspective, remember the program, right? Your interpretation of this environmental stimuli plus how much peace you keep enduring it is going to equal your heart coherence. So it's not about controlling your environmental stimuli or the environment. It's about controlling your internal response to the environment. And we're so busy trying to control things around us instead of controlling how we're responding to those things, you see? And so this is the lost message in the teapot. This is what they're not giving us that we need, right? This is what we're not getting when we need it. And so we have this reactive biology, right? We got stress, we got defensiveness, we got survival mode. And then we have coherent biology. That's stability, that's clarity, that's healing mode. Okay? And so you got to understand that heart coherency is the art and biology of staying aligned with your inner center, even when the outside world shifts. You got to be able to stay at peace even when it's hell around you. So that's some of these stories that you're reading. When Daniel was in the lion's den and Meshach, Ishak, and Abednego, for you to understand why is these stories there, or when they was in the storm and the boat was rocking but Jesus was trying to tell them to stay calm. So you got to understand that heart coherency is the art and biology of staying aligned with your inner center even when the outside world around you is shifting. That's why you see a Buddhist monk in the cold. That's why you see William Huff in the cold. That's why you're seeing people put it to the test, because even though the environmental situation stimuli is affecting me, it's not changing my internal response. Okay. Okay. So you had a lot of the gurus not understanding this stuff. Okay. So heart coherency equals the perception and the peace, which is going to promote the response. Every moment your body interprets the environment in this order. Okay. Every moment your body is interpreting the environment in this order. Perception is going to go to response. But if you got peace, then you fix the whole thing. Because the heart feels it first. Okay? You got to understand that the heart feels it first. Way before the brain feels it, the heart senses the environment before the brain does. If the heart is incoherent and it gets to receive a chaotic rhythm, then guess what? You feel unsafe. The brain starts to produce what it needs to produce, and it starts to enter that fight or flight. Stress chemistry starts to flood the body. Clarity begins to drop, right? Because when we all stimulated like that, we lose our logic and reason. The body starts to close down. But if the heart is coherent, a smooth rhythm get taken out there, you feel grounded. You're not shaking. The brain relaxes. You feel strong. You see, you're not rocked. You're still thinking clearly. Your creativity is still open. Your body can still heal itself. Your perception is shaped by your heart state. So to have good heart coherence, you must have a peaceful interpretation of the world. And that's where we come in at, trying to teach you about your human frame and your human design. Had you not known that somebody know you better than yourself, more than your parents know you, had you not known that you belong to a greater thing, way bigger than the community or the family or whatever betrayed you, you belong to a greater collective. Had you known, it said, my people perish due to the lack of what? Knowledge about what? Themselves. And the world will present the stress. It will present the pressure, the judgment, the danger, the conflict, the noise, the trauma triggers, the unexpected events will all come from the world. There's nothing that you can do about it. Remember, it's not your job to change the environment. So the world is going to give you all of this stuff. And we can't control these things. But what we can control is our breath, our interpretation of it, our inner rhythm, our emotional vibration. Our heart-brain connection is under our control. See, heart coherence is a skill. It's a skill of staying internally peaceful while being externally stimulated. This is what the gurus are teaching you. Listen to me. Heart coherence is a skill. That's why William Huff can do what he can do. You like, how can he get in that water and stay in that cold water so long? Stay in the cold weather so long? Heart coherence is a skill of the monks. It's a skill of the ascended ones, where you can stay internally peaceful while being externally stimulated. This is the true meaning of what the Bible used to say will be in the world, but not of the world. That peace surpasses understanding. You see? So you got to be able to understand what were they talking about. Is biology mixed with cosmology? We got all of this in the owner's manual. If you guys are interested in your owner's manual, please DM us and someone will reach out to you and get you this information in the palm of your hands. All we need is a birthday. We don't need a blood sample, a blood type. We don't need a hair sample, a stool sample, a urine sample. We don't need no little live coach from your little nasty bump down there. Is non-invasive, non-intrusive. We're not going to poke you, prick you, or prod you. But we can help you in the most highest way with the most effective, the most affordable, and the most accessible health system assessment on the planet with nature-based interventions. It's the owner's manual, okay? So the heart coherence thing is not a passive thing. It is an active thing. Remember, your healing is not passive. It's participatory. Okay, so you must understand that this is active neurobiology that we're talking about. And so when the heart stays stable, the nervous system stays good. It gets into parasympathetic, so that when you respond, you don't react. Those are two different things. You see, the brain remains integrated, so left and right hemispheres communicate clearly. Okay, this is when everything's flowing. Your 7 waters are flowing smoothly. So the blood pressure ain't gonna be no problem in your life. The lymph ain't gonna be no problem in your life. Your cerebral spinal fluid ain't gonna be no problem in your life when your 7 waters are flowing smoothly. Okay, when your hormones are staying balanced, then guess what? Your cortisol is going to do what it needs to do and start dropping the way that it needs to. Oxytocin is going to start rising when the hormones stay balanced. When your fascia stays soft and not hardened up, the energy and the biophotons travel freely. So we talking biology along with cosmology. We the best in the business to do it. You guys, please keep tapping. I'll keep talking until you find somebody that's really merging this. They don't have a system. Your immune system stays strong throughout this stuff, okay? Because stress is not attacking it. It can stay strong. When heart coherence literally changes the entire physiology of your body, it must be something you need to know about. If heart coherence is a thing that can literally change the entire physiology of your body, that's something that you need to know about. Because again, the heart coherency is a form of energy management. Everything is a stimulus, okay? Everything is a stimulus. Every single thing that we're going through out here is a stimulus. Your old lady is a stimulus, the kids, everything is a stimulus. So somebody's tone can stimulate you, the weather, the temperature, money, okay, relationships, traffic, the news, childhood triggers, stored memories, all of these things can be a stimulus. Okay, you guys remember there's different lion, tigers, and bears out here. Post-trauma, past trauma, internal thoughts, all can be stimulus. Okay, and so what matters is this: does the stimuli pull you off center, or does your heart stay coherent regardless? Because a coherent heart means that you don't leak energy. You don't go back to old patterns. You don't go into fight or flight like that. It ain't that easy. You stay sovereign. You stay and remain present. You choose wisdom, not fear. This is emotional mastery that comes from learning heart coherency. And I hope y'all are getting what we're teaching you guys today, right? How to remain peaceful in the storm. I know you got that relationship issue. Remain peaceful in the storm. I know you got that financial issue, but remain peaceful and blissful in the storm. You see? So instead of reacting to all of this environmental stimuli, we want you to pause for a minute. We want you to breathe for a minute. We want you to feel for a minute. We want you to interpret. We want you to stay centered. And we also want you to respond consciously, because this is going to create better relationships for you and I, clearer decisions, less regret, stronger intuition, higher vibration, and a deeper healing that we yearn for. It's when we stop absorbing the world and start radiating into the world. That's what heart coherency is really all about. And I used to always question, what is this resurrection thing? You know, like that's got to be the greatest gift, is to be able to come bring somebody from the dead. Until I realized that, you know, resurrection is not a myth. And I'm going to be the first to say this on public social media. Resurrection is not a myth. It is the rebirth of the nervous system. When your heart stay coherent, trauma will dissolve. Old emotional patterns will die. New neural pathways can form. Inner peace becomes a default. You rise and become a new version of yourself when the heart can stay coherent. This is physiological resurrection. This is emotional resurrection, and it's biological resurrection when you're able to do those things. And I had to stop and understand that that's what we're talking about here. If you can stay at peace during pressure, during stress, during judgment, during loss, during fear, you guys, that's your human superpower. That's your human superpower. And what I'm trying to get you to understand is that you can't get sick body with a sick mind. It's polarity. That when you get into these programmed, engineered situations that you think is life, you must have a difference in thought in order to create a new thing. You're going to meet in the middle and create a new situation for yourself. I came up broke, but I'm going to meet the rich mind going to meet the poor body in the middle and create a new situation. See, but the family mind and the lonely body is going to meet in the middle, and I'm going to create a new relationship for myself. You see? When you can be peaceful during chaos and uncertainty and past trauma resurfacing and emotional triggers and physical pain, when you can remain peaceful even in environmental stress, that's a superpower that we're trying to teach each and every one of our brothers and sisters in the same time and space, no matter what the color of your skin and no matter what the region of your locale is. This is for you, my brothers and sisters. Because when you can do that, then you can achieve the things that we have sought out. You can have emotional mastery if you can master your peace. You can have energetic mastery if you can just master your peace. You can have nervous system mastery, my brothers and sisters, if you can just master your peace. You can have spiritual mastery, my sisters and brothers, if you can just master your peace. You can have biological mastery if you can just master your peace. Because this, what I'm teaching you guys, is the root of longevity, but also the root of evolution in the human species. Facts, not fiction. We're not playing with you. Okay? I'm not playing with you. I'm not an entertainer. I'm going to let you know, TikTok, I'm not an entertainer. Because when you learn this heart coherency and learn how to marry the masculine and feminine energy within you, learn how to marry the one ego to the other ego, learn how to marry the duality. I was talking to a young lady last night, and we was talking about not knowing the other side of you. Not knowing the other side of you becomes the problem in you. And so you got to be able to marry them two together. You can't have them fighting all your life internally. You can't have a divorce internally all your life and thinking that you're going to live long. Oh, but there's got to be a wedding that happens inside of each and every one of us. Because your heart coherency is your ability to stay centered, stay peaceful, stay conscious while experiencing environmental stimulus that could be good or bad. And that is the foundation of a healthy and awakened human. What say you? Anybody got any questions, man? Y'all got me on fire today. Anybody got any questions? Okay? Anybody got any questions? Okay, anybody got any questions? Come on with it, right? So we have heart medicine out here, you guys. You gotta get that heart medicine, man. That's really the biggest thing, is that we need some heart medicine. Okay, but you got to know that heart medicine ain't one herb. Okay, heart medicine is not one herb. Heart medicine don't come in one food. Heart medicine doesn't come in one practice. Okay, but heart coherency itself is the medicine. Okay, but heart coherency itself is the medicine, right? and you can understand these things in a lot of different dynamics, okay? But if you're looking at heart herbs, yes, they're herbs for the heart. You got hawthorn berry, hawthorn leaf, you got arjuna bark, you got motherwort. I mean, you got linden leaf. Half of these I put in everybody's blood pressure blend. You got hibiscus and you got lemon balm and reishi and blue vervain and valerian root and nettles and all the kind of the herbs that you get in your owner's manual. We put them there because we know about this system, okay? And so you got to understand that these are herbs for the heart, but that don't mean that they're going to get you to what we're talking about. Herbs open the physical heart, but herbs alone do not create coherence. They support it. Support is different from create. So when people are selling you this something, now you got to understand there's no panacea product, but there's a panacea program. That's your owner's manual. If you guys are interested in your owner's manual, please DM us and we'll get you this information. But that's why we stopped selling products like that. Okay? Like off the system, just anything. Oh, no. Let's back this thing up and put it into a system. And then you understand that these herbs can't create it alone, but they can support it. Okay? So that's where the herbs come in at with the heart medicine. But what about your emotional medicine? Okay? That the heart becomes what? Coherent when your emotional waters flow. So that means that this how are you going to do the emotional side? Okay? So we got the herbs. He told me about the herbs, but then he said that it don't do it by itself. Okay, then he said, well, you got emotional medicine, right? So you got this emotional medicine. I said E and then wrote M. So you got your emotional meds, okay? So what's the emotional meds, right? The emotional meds is going to be the crying, the laughing, the dancing, and the touching. Because crying does what? People don't know about crying, and you can cry for a good thing or a bad thing, but crying releases emotional toxins from the blood, the lymph, and the fascia. And it's going to open the heart instantly. This is stuff that happens instantaneously. How many people have been on the live? Put some ones in the chat if you've been on the live and done a breathing thing with me, a dancing thing with me, or whatever that we've done. And how fast does that happen? We done the laughing thing too. How fast do you see some residual when you cry, when you hum, when you sing, when you dance with me, or when we do our breathing techniques? How fast does that medicine happen? Normally you got to take medicine, it's going to come in 15, 20, 30 minutes. But that stuff happens quickly when we do that. Okay? It happens quickly. So the crying, it does something. The laughing produces what? Chemistry of what? Dopamine, endorphins, oxytocin. And your heart loves to laugh. But you're just so bogged down with the program. And you're feeling what the program is designed to make you feel. And therefore, you're carrying into the situation the same energy. And two same energies don't create a change. It doesn't create a new thing. Okay? And that's what this thing is about, and you're not seeing it. They want you to be sad from the diagnosis because those two negative energies won't create a change in you, and that's population control. Population control is not somebody killing you, it's somebody keeping you from the thing that will keep you alive. Population control ain't about me putting something in your food, it's just simply you don't want to grow it. Population control ain't me fucking with your water. It's just taking your urge for going out there and getting your own water. I don't have to poison you in the food. I poison you in the mind. Y'all. Ain't nobody doing nothing to your shit. They doing something to you, motherfucker. Don't nobody want to fuck with you. Look, these folk got to drink that same water. These folk got to eat that same food. Hell, you talking about ain't nobody poison no shit. These folk eat cow, pig, and fruits and vegetables just like your son bitch ass. So ain't nobody gonna kill themselves to kill you. They're poisoning your mind. They ain't messing with your body. They know how to get you. They know how to get you. And they ain't finna hurt themselves to try to get you. So stop thinking somebody doing something to all this food and everybody's eating it. No, they do something here. and it's slow, it's progressive, and it's consistent. Singing and humming directly stimulates your vagus nerve. Instant coherence. Touch. Human touch regulates the heart rhythm. Through what? Electromagnetic entrainment. And guess what, y'all? All 144, all 145, probably all 150 or something, depending on the YouTube here. What I just told y'all, and I want to say this in front of the camera in y'all face. Every last one of you guys that are watching me. What I just described to you, these are all free medicines. Free. They're free medicines. But you want to buy my herbs. You want to buy that man herb. You want to buy vitamins and minerals. You want to keep going down there and spending your little insurance money. All of these I just told you are free medicines. And guess what? They heal you faster than the pills. They heal you faster than the pills. They not only are they free, but they heal you faster than the pills. Now, I don't know what else to do on this thing. And I don't know what else to say. But I do appreciate all the love that's watching over me. But do you understand what I just told you? And what I'm attempting to tell you? You said, well, yeah, well, you charging us for this. Because you need to have your own manual. And yes, I got to eat. But guess what? You don't have to come back to me no more. Once you get this, you don't need nobody. That's what this is. It's your manual on you. Yes, you need somebody for the assembling of ourselves, but you don't need nobody for the way that you're dependent on things. You need to know thyself better, to know your skills, know your tendencies, and then start to flow within nature with your known nature. Meaning you start to integrate yourself with this thing. Instead of trying to be above it or instead of trying to be below it, you be integrated with it. Meet it in the middle. Free medicine that I'm teaching you. And you steady want something, buy this product. Free medicine, though. Free medicine. Right? Free medicine. And then you're going to have the breath. Got to come in, right? We know that breathing is going to be important because the breathing is the one that things that start to initiate the heart coherence, right? The breathing is like the on and off switch for your heart rhythm, okay? The breathing. So we teach you about the breathing, the 5 inhale, the 5 count inhale, and the 7 count exhale, or either do the humming on the exhale. So you can probably exceed 7 and go to 12. Why? Because you're getting a lot of that carbonic acid, that carbon dioxide. It starts to come out, and you do this for 1 to 3 minutes. And guess what this does? It resets the rhythm of the body. It resets your alignment. It resets your vagal tone. It resets your brain waves. It resets your emotional charge. That's why they want to teach you how to breathe. But this ain't just breath work over here, because we know that breath alone, okay, we got to have a program. And that's what this Owner's Manual was about. The breath is the remote control of the heart. Okay? The breath is going to be the remote control of the heart. All right? And then your fourth one, let's say this is going to be your spiritual. All right? You got to have some spirit in here. Got to have some spiritual energetic medicine. Okay? Because this is going to, you remember that the heart is like a spiritual organ. So the best energetic heart medicine is going to be what? Gratitude, bliss, peace, compassion, forgiveness, right? Because gratitude do what? It creates the electrical pattern of coherence, right? Compassion is going to radiate throughout your field like a magnet when you're compassionate. You see? Things like forgiveness and all that type of stuff is going to help you remove the emotional blockages, which is a lot of our problems, because we just simply can't forgive and move past something that we've done or something that's been done to us. Okay. But being still and being present also can help us as well when we're looking at the mental noise and stopping all the clamor that's going on, all the clamor that we're hearing, stopping all of the noise around us can happen when you use stillness and presence. Okay, so all of these things are in your owner's manual. It's going to be different for each and every one of us, but these practices change biology more than most people realize. Okay, they change your biology more than most people realize, right? So taking herbs and doing all these types of things are going to help you guys out very, very much, man. But the true medicine of the heart is going to be all of it put together. Peace is the true medicine of the heart. Okay, peace is the true medicine of the heart, and you got to be able to have peace in the face of a storm. Now, how many of you got questions with that? Okay, you guys keep tapping out, keep talking. Thank you for the 78, almost 80,000 likes in the first hour of the live. We appreciate it. Okay, how many of you, let's talk about it now. We got to talk about it for the next hour. How many of you can sustain your peace in a world full of environmental stimulus? How many of you can sustain your peace in the face of what you're going through? How many of you can sustain it? Okay. Noetic Nay said, I try. Sugar said, I'm learning. Miss Lady said, 95% there. London said, I'm still learning. Sheila said, yes. TC said, I'm grateful to be able to get back when pulled out. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate you for being grateful. I'm learning every day. Chazelle said, not for a long period of time. Widows now said, I'm working on it. Okay, we're being honest. I like it. We're being honest. Okay. Alho said, yes, learning. The Duchess said, I'm remembering. Yes. Cheryl said, it's a challenge. I see it, Cheryl. They won't let them see it, but I see it. KK said, it's a work in progress. London said, I love this knowledge. Yes, see, so the thing is when you're looking at what's happening, right? You got to understand what we're under. This environmental stimuli, I call it capitalism. Okay. Now we're going to talk about it for this next hour. Okay. The only way to gain or sustain peace is to put the work in. So should we just steer away from all the negative news to keep our peace? You got to do what you got to do, Cowboys Huddle. If I just told you how important your heart coherence is to the longevity of your life, then it is also going to let you know how imperative it is to sustain your peace. Okay. Because modern society is engineered to keep you in. Okay? Modern society is engineered to keep you in. Okay? Capitalism loves a dysregulated nervous system. It just loves you being all over the place. So when you understand that, then you have to be able to sustain your peace. It's engineered to keep you into fear, into fight and flight. It's engineered to keep you into freeze mode, where you're numb and you shut down and you feel helplessness all the time. It's engineered to keep you in fawn status, where you're people pleasing and you're self-abandoning all the time. This society is engineered to keep you in dopamine addiction, where you're constantly scrolling and buying and consuming. This system, this modern healthcare system and this modern system, period, capitalism, is engineered to keep you into comparison mentality, where you're never enough. It's engineered to keep you into survival mode, when you have no inner stillness, worried and anxious all the time. Because to do that to you will create an exhausted person, an unstable emotionally person, a person that makes poor decisions, a chronic inflammatory person, a dependency on external solutions person, a constant distracted person is what they want you to be. They don't even like that you're spending time listening to me. They're rather for you to keep scrolling on. You can see me, but scroll on. But see, y'all are stopping. They want you to have constant consumption. This is not by accident. It is the programming. A dysregulated human is easy to control, easy to sell to, and easy to exhaust. But when we teach you about peace and this heart coherency, it breaks the foundation of that system. Because again, it shifts you into this different paradigm, this different perspective. Remember that now that you're slow to respond to the environmental stimuli. So you're not reactory. Now you're slow responding and you're getting new information and new ways to circumvent the stress. So now when somebody comes to you with the same mess, you handle it in a different way. You see? So you stop reacting to manufactured urgency. See? You start reacting to that manufactured urgency. You know damn well you got enough time. So your parasympathetic dominance says, you know what? I know you ain't about to do that to me. You start gaining emotional sovereignty. So you stop being manipulated by fear-based messaging. When you start getting that clear perception is when you get this peace. You get that clear perception, you start seeing through the illusions of scarcity that they're trying to paint. And competitiveness and shame and status no longer affects you in the same way. When you get this internal safety from peace, you stop needing external validation. When you get this present moment awareness that you get with peace, you interrupt addictive behaviors and interrupt addictive loops that you in. When you get this inner peace, you get slowed brainwave states. Well, guess what? When you can slow them brainwave states down, you become unprogrammable. In the old way, they can't program you no more. In the old way, they used to do it. Woo, woo. When you get this inner fulfillment that peace gives you, then consumerism loses its hold on you. Because see, when you know that you ain't lacking with, then what you buying? Oh yes, this is gonna change the world, not just your health. But it's going to change the world to make sure that the environment conducive to longevity is also a right of yours as well. Okay? And so this is why the coherence is the threat to the system. A coherent heart produces an independent human. A coherent heart produces an independent human. Stress is an eternal or internal reaction. It's not an external evil. Stress ain't about what happens to you. Stress is how your nervous system interprets what happened to you. Capitalism and the modern thing that we're living in today, it is training us to interpret everything as urgent, as competitive, as scarce, as dangerous, as inadequate, as failure, and as not enough. It's making us see it that way. But heart coherency and this peace will shift your interpretation. And you'll start saying, I have time. Why am I running for? I got time. I got time. Keep me up under no urgent stress like that. I got time. Because what don't kill me gonna make me stronger, including the job. I got time. I'm enough. I don't care how you make me, what you got to say out your mouth. I am enough. So you got to say these things. When you're on your deathbed, when you right there, you ain't got nothing but some cotton in your pockets. When you sitting around there, you ain't doing nothing but twiddling your thumbs and ain't nobody around you. You got to be able to talk to your demons and you got to be able to let them know that I got time. I am enough. See, these are the words. I can respond, but not react. You got to be able to talk to it. And the it is you. This isn't a threat. Ain't no need in getting, I need to tell myself sometimes that this isn't a threat. She ain't a threat. It ain't a threat. It's not attacking me. I can calm down. I can tell myself that I'm in control. I can say I chose my pace. I choose my pace. I choose my peace. I can do that. I can choose my pace. I don't got to do it. And when HerbMan said do it, I ain't got to do it in the order you said do it. I ain't got to do it tomorrow. I can choose my pace. And then also you can, hey, look, you're not defined by productivity either. You're not defined from productivity. Everybody wants you to do something for them. You're not defined from your productivity. If you don't do shit and somebody still love you, you found the right person. But if a motherfucker around you because of what you do, you need to leave them quick, including the job and including the spouse. And including them children too, because they like to do it to you. If you ain't doing nothing for children, hell no. I'm not defined by my productivity. I am because I just am. And you just gotta like that or not. And that's okay with me. Because stress dissolves when you say these things. Because the meaning assigned to the stimulus changes when you say these things. So you got to learn this polarity game. You see? You got to be able to learn this polarity game, man. And it comes in words and verbs and consonants and vowels. It comes in eagles, times and bows and owls. But you got to be able to know your way around this earth experience. Okay? This fear, this insecurity, this urgency, this comparison, your heart can neutralize it. It can turn that fear into calm. It can turn that insecurity into worthiness. It can turn that urgency into presence. It can turn that comparison into authenticity. It's all about what you want to do with your situation. Okay? And that's what we're teaching you in the Owner's Manual. People need to start knowing themselves and they need to get their rights back. And the rights don't happen in civil rights. You need to understand your human rights, but you need to understand them under your natural rights, which is under what nature gave. Because a coherent heart, it sees through marketing. It sees through propaganda. It sees through the pressure and the fear tactics. You become unshakable when you got this thing going. Because heart coherence is going to heal the trauma that capitalism exploits. Because capitalism thrives on abandonment, on the lack of love. These are all your industries. That's why I tell you, in your ignorance, they're creating industry, baby. But you got to understand it. Capitalism thrives on your freaking pain, dude, your unhealed wounds. Everybody's going to open up an industry in your unhealed wounds, my people. Listen to what I'm telling you guys. Listen to me. Thank you for this message. You guys need to understand that there are people out there that are looking for things, and you must understand what I'm telling you, that capitalism is thriving on your unhealed wounds is because you don't know yourself, and there needs to be a way for this gate to open finally, and it's this owner's manual thing. Even if you don't know about it, and if you want to know more about it, DM somebody, email somebody, call somebody, ask the right questions, because the lack of love, they're going to create an industry out of. Do you want to find love? The low self-worth, they're going to create an industry from it, because that's what capitalism does. Your fear of rejection. There's a job out there to teach you how to be more confident. The fear of failure. There's an industry out there trying to tell you how to get more confident. The fear of poverty. There's somebody out there selling financial advice. The shame. Somebody trying to tell you about this and that and the third. Inner emptiness. Capitalism thrives off these unhealed wounds. But a coherent heart regulates them. Because crying washes away emotional toxins. Singing and humming that I've been teaching you guys about, I told you it soothes the vagus nerve. The breathing is going to reset the stress response. Gratitude, it changes the brain chemistry. Touch is going to restore your emotional safety. Stillness is going to reorganize the nervous system. The internal wounds capitalism manipulates, they stop being wounds. This is what we would call true liberation. This is what we would call a true human experience. This is what we would call the resurrection. You get back to creator mode and not consumer. Getting back to creator mode and not consumer. Get back to creator mode and not consumer. Because the system that we're living in is training you to be reactive, overwhelmed, anxious, externally motivated, dependent, distracted. But a coherent human becomes self-generating. Thank you. Intentional, grounded, clear, sovereign, creative, and intuitive. A coherent human makes his own path, makes his own life, creates his own future. A coherent human is an emotionally intelligent person, is a very, what we call discerning person. And see, capitalism can't control people like that. Capitalism can't control people who think clearly, who feels deeply. Capitalism can't control and don't like folks who respond consciously, who sees through illusions, who refuses to live in fear. Oh, they hate you. And this is why the most powerful medicine capitalism doesn't want you to master is internal coherence, peace, heart coherence. The medicine. And this is what I believe is the first step into true evolution and true revolution in the people. Not political revolution, not a violent revolution. No, we don't want none of that. But a biological revolution, a psychological revolution, an emotional revolution we ready for. How many of you are ready for that? Put some ones in the chat. Huh? A spiritual revolution. How about that? See, because when individuals become coherent, the family becomes coherent. See, with the community becomes coherent. Yes, sir. The culture becomes coherent. And the system collapses or it'll transform to give you what you need. Because coherency produces empathy. It produces the intuition, the wisdom, the connection, the creativity, the leadership, the resilience that you need. And see, those qualities cannot exist in a stress-based society. Okay? And that's how we're going to change the world. And today, you guys have been with me today. This is one of the biggest videos, one of the biggest lives. And so today we're going to change it together. I'm not on this journey by myself. It is not hard to do this for my people. Okay? It is not hard to do this for my people. And it's not hard to love my people. Because what I got, you gave me. Where I've been, you've sent me. Okay? So there ain't no reason for me to be mad at my people. But you must understand that we're at a particular time in history where you either gonna get this or you don't. And it's okay if you don't. It's okay if you don't. But just know that it's gonna come at a cost. Okay? Because as I keep teaching you guys, heart coherence is the antidote to the stress and the capitalistic programming. But more importantly, meeting in the middle is the doorway to the new human, to the new you, to the rebirth, to the resurrection. If you guys, again, are interested in anything that we've said here today, please DM us and we'll get you the information that you need. Now, what say you? This is just the beginning. Yes, Cam. Yes, Cam. We're waking up. We're waking up though. But you know how it is. Sometimes you got little brothers and sisters that ain't gonna want to wake up at the same time as some of the big kids, and then the big kids can't wake up at the same time as some of the adults. You know, my granddaddy used to wake up fast and everybody. No matter how fast I try to get up, you can't beat granddaddy. So at the end of the day, it's levels to the wake up, but everybody is waking up. So we ain't got to worry about them waking up at the same time. I just want you to be able to wake up in time. Okay? I ain't worried about you waking up at the same time, but whoo, please wake up in time. Please don't wait till it's too late. Say, this is the good news. This is the best news. Okay, this is the best news that you're ever going to hear. That's why I'm glad that we're doing this and we're recording this. I can't regurgitate this over the same way. It won't come out the same way, but we're glad for recording. And more importantly, for me to be recorded in your heart and in your mind. So just in case your phone died, you'll still remember HerbMan. Just in case YouTube shut down, you'll still remember I existed in the mind. I'm more worried about the RAM in your brain than the RAM in your phone. I ain't worried about what happens and you have to erase the videos. I'm worried about, do you erase the memories? Because so we want to imprint ourselves in the minds of each other, not in our cell phones. Take a picture of me in your mind and remember it forever, just in case you lose that phone. And so we got to be more conscious of the present moment. I see so many people at the concerts with the phone. And how in the hell can you enjoy the concert through the phone? And if you're going to do it through the phone, I could have just waited until it came on TikTok. If I'm going to watch it through the phone, I ain't wait till it come on YouTube. But if I'm going to be there live and in concert, could y'all please put these goddamn phone down and enjoy the present moment of a concert? Lord have mercy. That don't make no sense. If I'm going to got to watch it through the phone, I might well stay. I can do that at the high. I want to bask in it. I want to feel it, not through the phone, not through a third party provider. Understand the essence of what we're talking about. Heart coherence, right? That's why there'll never be another person as big as MJ. I get to be present. I'm grateful for your compassion and messages. Thank you, Love That Scrub. We appreciate your love as well. Okay, we're grateful for you guys, man. Again, it could never be me without you. Could never be me without you, okay? And so therefore we'll link together. I realize that there is no reason for me to try to escape without freeing my people, right? So at the end of the day, where I'm going to go without y'all? You know, and that's what I was trying to tell you about the gurus. They go to the top of the mountain to escape the body, to escape the matter, to escape what matters, to escape this life that we're living in. So you're going to go to the mountain. But God ain't asking you really, don't try to escape. How about you bring that spirit down into this physical and you start supernaturally circumventing and supernaturally moving things and show the people how to do that. See, that's the secret, the sacredness in this secret that they don't want you to know. Yeah, they want you to continue to think that you should leave, the spirit should leave this matter because the matter don't matter. But I'm here to tell you that matter do matter. If you're looking at everlasting life and longevity, you got to understand the sanctity of the body just as well as the sanctity of the spirit. Because spirit can't live in a dirty body. Sanctified spirit can't live in a hellish body. So then we got to learn how to bring these two together to make and create this experience a lot less stressful, more easier, and more at ease with the dissolve or the dissolution of disease, right? Yes, being present now. Being present now. And so this system has herbs connected to it, foods connected to it, all these different things that bring us to this peace. But I asked y'all a question a while ago and ain't nobody answer it. Can you be at peace in your situation? Come on the live. Come on the live. Can you be at peace in your situation? If you cannot, come up. And if you can, come up. Because I'm going to call you bluff either way it go. Because can you be at peace? Babe, if you see some me's in the chat, go and bring them up. Are you at peace in despite of your situation? Some of y'all going to say yeah, and I'm going to read through your jive ass like glass. I don't want y'all to lie now, okay? Because I can tell in your voice tone if there's peace there, okay? Some of you think y'all got over some stuff, and you have not gotten over it. It is ripping you apart. It is killing you. And slowly, still, you might not be with him, but the thought of him is still killing you. You might not be with her, but the thought of her is still damaging you. And so therefore you guys think that just because you're not together physically that you're not dealing with the situation, but you still are. So I want to know, whatever you got going on out there, are you at peace in the face of your storm? Yes, come on up. Don't be scared of me. Come on up. Welcome to the HerbMan Show. How can I help you?
Hey, brother, how you doing? I've been watching you for some time now, and I'm trying to get understanding of your foundational teachings and what it's based on. Like, were you trained by Dr. Sebi, or you follow him, or in terms of the herbs, you do a collaboration of herbs and.
I ain't trained by you know who I'm. Let me say this. Let me say it real quick, brother. Let me say it real quick, cause you know me by now. You know who I'm trained by. You know the entity name that I'm trained by, and it ain't no man. You can only know this information. You can only know this information from a higher being. Dr. Sabi didn't even teach this, my brother. If you know Dr. Sabi like I do, he didn't even teach this.
I mean, the herbal side of it, the herbs and things, that part of it I'm talking about.
We evolved that. We evolved that information, okay? So Dr. Sabi did something that he could do, and he put that out there in the atmosphere. And so we took that and we evolved it. So what Dr. Sabi knew is what I teach about the 7 waters, right? So yeah, we got that now. We can evolve that. But the brother didn't write no books. The brother didn't leave behind anything other than if you was around them. And that was it. So there was nothing to take from him other than the cloak. And I took the cloak, but I ain't gonna. I didn't want to copycat nobody. So therefore, you got to be it. You can't copy. And I think that a lot of children and a lot of young people mistake inspiration for trying to be a copycat. But when you be inspired, you should want to take up the cloak. That's the duty of learning. That's the duty of being able to experience it yourself and not take a man's iteration of it and try to expound on it, but take it and try to evolve it. And so that's what we're doing here, brother.
You know, and I admire that so much, brother, because it's such a high level of soul work and care of healing oneself, and when one comes into the consciousness of the reality of unity of God within heaven, or the universe within their skulls on top of their neck, in this flesh jacket we wear every day.
Yes.
It's a phenomenal work. You know, some persons, like I know a fellow I've been following Facebook some time, they call him Yada. And I think he was a student of Dr. Sabi, but he made a big business of it. I've been Facebook friends for, 15, 20 years probably.
Yeah.
But he's made a successful business out of it, you know, and he went that route, and but it's nothing like what you're doing. You are a scientist in the spirit realm, so to speak, you know, where you put it all together, and it's helping so many different people.
Yes.
And of course, we all have to live in the earth. We need finances and so forth and so on. Mm-hmm. But with you, it's a heart thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
it's love, man. It's love.
You know what you speak about. I hope one day you put it in book form that persons can refer to it.
Yeah, but
and help others, so to speak. But I'm very impressed with your teachings and what you do,
thank you.
And how intrinsic and spiritually conscious a person can become if they apply themselves. You know, and that's what it's all about. Uniting back with the Creator, God Almighty, or Yahushua HaMashiach, within our consciousness, within our minds, moving from the position of being God and man, or woman asleep to God, man, or woman awake, or to move from the position of being God, man, or woman, or let's say Christ concealed the flesh to Christ revealed the flesh. John 1:40 says the word became flesh. And that's the ultimate goal for all of us, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
So,
that's it
and your unique way of bringing that to consciousness and the reality. But also, what I like too is the fact that you let people know that it's just not all about mind or spirit. You have to eat the proper foods, and exercise, and understand all those particulars is important. Mind, body, spirit, they all have to work as one, and you cannot abuse the body by putting the wrong fuel inside of it. And think it's not going to have an adverse effect on you. Like, for example, parasites, they're finding out now, that cause all major diseases, cancers, etc., etc., etc. And also, your emotional condition, like you just finished talking, relationships and things, unforgiveness. You can take all the herbs in the world, all the medicine in the world. You don't deal with that mind, the spiritual mindset condition. You'll find out that those parasites, which are spirits or demons, if you like, will eat you up. Will cause these diseases and embolden these diseases within you. So I love how you deal with the spiritual, the mental aspect of things in terms of behavior and emotions. Emotions cause a lot of disease and sickness in the body as well, and high blood pressure and pancreas problems and kidney problems. Your nervous system has to be attended to, and of course there are foods and things that can be make that journey of healing possible, and a good experience, and actually a cure. The fasting, for example, I've been doing that for some time. I realized that when I cut out all the processed foods and things like that, all the aches and pains and clogs went away. I couldn't bend over, all of a sudden, I had no problem getting up. It's like I'm a breath, like I'm on breath. You know what I mean? And my body works better that way. It's just amazing that to realize that you don't need a whole lot of these processed foods in the food stores. That's actually unaliving you. Every nanosecond.
Man,
it's just amazing, man. It's powerful.
Yes, thank you,
to exercise these things, to practice these things.
Yeah, so that's what it's all about, man. We're moving into practicality, right? So it's been a lot of information for years. We have accumulated a lot of information. I mean, like I said, some of the stuff that we know you wouldn't know without Dr. Sabi. Some of the stuff Dr. Sabi wouldn't know without somebody. But then you start looking at how, when they say you should do greater works than me, is because you're going to know about me, right? So you're going to hear about Jesus. Jesus didn't hear about you. But you're going to hear about him to be able to do this thing greater and greater. So you look at all of the gurus, all of the people who died, all of the ancestors, all of our grandparents and grandmamas. You can't keep up here living the same cycle. At what point, what child are you going to create the change? What child in your household is going to change this thing? And so if it ain't you, then who is it? And so even with me and my own self, with my own home, I should tell my oldest son, you're going to change. You're going to be the one to do what I didn't do. And then some said, hell, I ain't dead. Let me show him how to do it instead of wait on him to do it, because then when I do it, he have no excuse. Because he can come back and say, Dad, well, hell, you didn't do it. What I need to do it for? So you got to see that instead of us telling our children to be the change, you still got life. You be the change. Let's say you. Noetic Nay, go ahead. Noetic Nay, welcome to the HerbMan Show. Go ahead.
Hi, HerbMan.
Hey, what's going on?
You had said basically for us to come up to talk about whether we can keep the peace, keep our own peace
in the face of those storms, right?
Right. And I am working on that, but I am aware that I don't keep the peace as much as I should with all the outside interference.
Okay.
I am a very itchy person, and yesterday someone had mentioned their girlfriend being itchy, and you basically told him because he was getting on her nerves.
Right.
And that really rang true for me. A lot of things get on my nerves, all of them, every single nerve. So I'm really working on that. I did order my owner's manual.
Yes,
and I can't wait to get that.
Yeah, I definitely saw you come through, and so you're going to get that shortly. And once you get it, you can call me, and then we can run through everything. And yeah, it's going to be some tendencies there. It's going to be some things there. But if you need more clarification once you get it, you call me. We walk you through everything, and then we try to figure out what are some of the things that you need to do. Now, everything is going to be in your owners, man. Your daily flow, the singing, the laughing, the dancing. What kind of nature-based interventions you need to partake in? What's going to bring that peace? The biggest thing is that I want you guys to learn how to do daily discharges. That means throughout the day. There's certain hours of the day you just need to do something to discharge. When you wake up, there should be a discharge. When you leave the house, there needs to be a discharge. By the time you finish a couple hours of work, you need to discharge. By the time lunch comes, create a discharge. By the time you come back to work and work another few hours, discharge again. And then by the time you come home, you know how we always say when the man come home, girl, you got to leave him alone for a little bit and let him do what?
Relax.
Yeah, what they say, decompress, right? So you got to let him decompress. Yes. Now, we all know what that means. He ain't finna do nothing but go in there and smoke some weed or either drink a bill before he wants somebody to say something to him. But at the end of the day, that's his decompression, okay? And so my thing is, though, instead of doing that one time only before you got to the house, that might not be enough time to get off all that the whole day. And we know that it ain't enough. Because by the time he get finished with the first bill and finished with the little first blunt, he's still agitated and still getting on your nerves. Because he waited all day to try to get a day's full of stress out. And you ain't got nothing but an hour or two before life moves on, my brother. So therefore, let's learn how to discharge throughout our day and start to hum your stress away, even in the face of your storms throughout the day, and start dancing them away, laughing them away throughout the day, instead of waiting on the friends to call you, instead of waiting on an isolated weekend to go out, instead of, girl, I ain't been out in months. Yeah, that's stress for months. I ain't had a drink in months. That's stress for months. I ain't saying go get no alcoholic. What I'm saying, stop waiting and do it daily. Daily discharges. Yeah, daily discharges is going to put you back on the map. But I don't want to put too much out there for you because you did your owner's manual. So I want to wait till then, okay?
Okay. Can I say one more thing?
Yes, go ahead.
Because I want to respect your time and allow other people. I can tell that a lot of people want to learn what you're doing, and I feel like you give us so much information. If we just tune in every day, you're teaching us everything, literally, and we can put it together. But I'm grateful that you're putting it together for us. And in the future, if you do decide to have a school, you will have many students. I mean, you already have many students now, the ones that are actually paying attention. But if you actually decide to have a school, you'll have many students.
I definitely appreciate it, man. I definitely appreciate it. You know, who knows what it'll evolve into? But right now, it's just pure passion, pure heart, and sometimes, you know, you gotta build an airplane while you're flying it, right? And so, whatever may happen in the future, the bottom line right now is just to practice it, right? I want to be not only the client but the president of it in practice, in practicality. And then the education is there. I tell people all the time, the education is free. I done taught this for years. So you can go back and then, like you said, if you keep watching and you keep learning and tuning in, you get it if you really want it. And and that's how you pass it down, instead of trying to force people to get it or force people to want it. Those people who is linked to it will get it, and they will do a great job, man. But I do appreciate you, and we'll talk soon.
Appreciate you too. Thank you.
All right, peace. Just welcome to the HerbMan show. Who we got here? Rebecca, what's happening?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, welcome to the HerbMan show. How can I help you?
Good. Well, I've been looking at you for a couple of months now, and I just want to back up what you've been teaching in a way. I'm still learning about myself, but I got a couple, I've got into a gun battle, got a couple bullets in the head, basically.
Oh, wow.
And how am I still walking around talking lightweight doing construction work? I don't know. But I'm linking it back to, from listening to what you're saying, being at peace. My friends from high school, I've had a tough life. I've been a mother since 13. But I've had friends telling me, oh, you're so nonchalant about everything. You're so cool. I just don't linger in a downtrodden frequency. Right, I can't.
Right. Wow.
And maybe to to go through it for a few, maybe 30 minutes at the most. But I've never let it live there. I'm on to the next.
But see, that's something, Rebecca, and I don't mean to cut you off here, but I want this to be kind of magnified, right? I want to be able to magnify what you're saying, because there's a lot of people they're in your situations, and what we want to know is, you need to teach us, how are you doing this? How are you able to sustain peace in the face of these storms?
Okay, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
You asking me how you doing it? I'm asking you how you do
it. Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. Connecting it back to what people say. You don't let this phase you. I just can't. I can never move forward in that frequency.
So, but stop though. Stop right there. How are you not allowing it to phase you?
How? Okay,
yes,
okay.
How?
Just, I gotta think of how am I doing it.
Like how?
Well,
why is it that?
Can I be honest?
How is it that you can go through this stuff, let it linger for 30 minutes, and be back at peace? Like, what in the hell is your problem? Like, what you got that we don't got?
Yeah, okay, fine. I think my appearance too. I have because people call me, hey, sweetie, hey, baby, when I go into wherever I go. They think I have just a youthful, a sweet aura about me, and people are usually kind to me. So even if I did have a bad experience here or there, somebody's gonna, hey, sweetie, baby, what you need? What's going on? And that usually helps me. Just a sweet aura, I think.
So I would definitely say, so basically you sweeted by me. And so just because you so sweeted by me, is folk can't hurt you, then folk mad about hurting you. So
right, exactly. Even arguments, my dad apologize. People feel bad about hurting me.
Yeah, but that's a key thing. That's a key thing, because remember we teach about absorption and reflection. And so there's something in your DNA that you absorb, whether it came from your parents or whoever, and that's probably somebody you can name that got that same personality in your family, but you absorbed it and you're reflecting peace. So now the enemy can't be around you like that. It can't mess with you the way it messes with us. You see? And it's because you have this peace. It's just like Job, right? It's because of Job's peace that the stuff didn't work.
Yeah.
But it don't mean that he didn't go through it. He still got the bumps on his skin. He still got the old lady left him. The kids still went away. So it still happened, but it didn't shake his peace.
Yeah. And from that, as long as I know that I can move on, I'll be away from the fire and I can reflect later. But that's my secret is, and I should go to doctors and this and that, but I just don't want to. I got it myself. At whatever time I got it on my own, and I want to do what I want to do energetically with my time. So I don't need them telling me, you need this, you need that, and I'm going to probe you here and there. No, I got it. Yeah. I'm just gonna
go back home. Look, you finna go back home and you're gonna take a pill of that peace, and then that thing, you good to go. And so that's what I'm trying to teach people. Try to take these own free medicines, medicines, right? And then they work faster than the pill. So you went back home and said, guess what? I know what's going on, but I'm just I ain't gonna worry about it. I know I'm good. And then next thing you know, it ends up being in your favor.
Right. Wow. I think that's what it is. I'm still trying to piece things together, but for now,
that's all you're doing. So that's all you're doing. That's all it is. Look, if that's all the ingredients that's in the meal, that's all it is. If all you doing is going back home and saying, hey, you know what? I know I'm going to be okay. And that's giving you that sense of peace. And then next thing you know, you are okay. Then that's it. But it's a relationship that you have with what you're saying. You believe that it's going to be okay, and you actually get the peace.
Yeah,
and that's
this
the medicine.
is before I just started watching you 2 months ago or so, a few months ago. But it's something to what you're saying, because I do the laughing and the dancing, and it is therapeutic for me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm glad,
I don't need anything. I could be in a jail cell. I can be I'm gonna laugh and dance. It's just I gotta be at that frequency.
That's it, man. And all we're trying to teach people is it works. It works. It works. So I'm definitely appreciate you. I appreciate you very much. If you got, keep tuning in. We come on every day between 10 a.m., 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. Good day, y'all.
All right. Peace, peace. Who we got next, y'all? Humble. Welcome to the HerbMan Show.
Hey, man. How you doing today?
Man, doing good, man. I can't complain.
Good. I just I started watching you a couple of weeks ago, and I just appreciate all the things you say and encouraging words to everyone and everyone that's on here and everyone that's participating. One of the things I want to say about, like you talk about peace, having peace, and I'm still trying to search for that and look for that. Yeah. Being that I'm young, 37, I'm still trying to get things together, still line up. You're never too old. But foremost, the thing, I'm a full-time caregiver for my mom. My mom has dealing with dementia, middle stage of dementia, and my sister, she has Down syndrome. So a lot of things, you get frustrated, get angry, because you don't have the help like you want to have the help, especially with home health care and your family or your friends and stuff like that. But you're trying to seek peace and understanding and patience, especially as being a caregiver. Right. And I just appreciate what you're saying, and I want you to kind of elaborate on that as caregiving, and also what are some things that people with dementia can take as far as, as not just the medicine, because my mom take those medicine, but I don't like giving her the medicine. I don't think it's helping, and I do try to give her different herbs and different things to help her with it. Being that she's eating a little bit, she's losing a little bit of weight, but I'm just trying to help her as much as I can, because that's my mom. And at the end of the day, it's family. And
yes, sir.
When family is gone, that's it. That's a wrap. So I want to make sure I take care of my mom and my sister as much as I can. And what gives me peace is music. I'm a singer. I'm a drummer. So a lot of music and dance, and a lot of that helps me out, especially listening to music and stuff. And I let my mom listen to music too, and around the house and stuff too,
Yeah.
So just kind of, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, man. Like the caretaking is, I don't want you to get so microscopic, okay? I don't want you to get so microscopic in how you take care of mom. I want you to come out a little bit and start to see your mama is still mama without dementia. And without dementia, mama, she's still mama. That means that mama still love music. So you want to dance with your mama. You dance with your mama. Don't just put on the music. Don't just put on the music for her to hear. You go in there and dance with her with the music that you she remembers, the old school 70s and 80s music and some of her favorite music. And you go in there and be a boyfriend. You go in there and tell mama, I love you, we're going to dance together. And you sing with your mama. You hum with your mama. You hold your mama like your mama used to hold you. Don't just feed her and don't just give her medications and call that care. See? Because that's what a lot of people do. Because I pay her bills and I feed her and I give her the medication you think you're caring for. But now, let's break through, get a little deeper and be the man for mama that if your daddy ain't there, that you're supposed to be, right? And so that intimacy, that love is different from just health care, but it's a care for the health of the individual in a holistic way. So singing with her, dancing with her, laughing with her, putting on comedy, the old comedy. Yeah, you might have already watched it, but because she got dementia, remind her of her good stuff and her good days. And so I'm going to put on the Kings of Comedy, something she remember. And I'll put on Al Green, something she remember. And I dance, You see what I'm trying to say? And those things right there, man, are going to make her hold on. Those things is going because dementia can't make her forget that love there. Dementia can't make her forget that love there, my brother. And that's the love that's going to keep her ticking, homie. Okay? That's the love that's going to keep her ticking, man. But if you're looking for herbs and stuff, if you're looking for herbs and stuff like that, it's going to have to be about her overall health. Like, I don't know what else she's taking and stuff like that. So you can't just go straight at her like that.
But I give her I give her lion's mane. I give her rosemary. She has she never had seizures, but since she started taking these medication, now she developed seizures. So I have to give her like her seizure medicine and stuff like that. And then they got her on 2 dementia medicine as well. But I was just trying to kind of weed her off a little bit, even though the neurology telling me not to weed her off. Just trying to get some second opinion on it, because you know these doctors, these pharmaceutical, they're gonna tell you one thing and then it's like, okay, it's not working, so what else I need to do, you know?
She had high cholesterol.
So,
she had high cholesterol.
No high cholesterol. Okay. No.
Okay, cool.
She has lost weight. She has sometimes she gets UTI, but that's about it.
Yeah, so basically
her health.
She got stagnated cerebral spinal fluid. Good. Okay, so she got stagnated.
Say that one more time.
It's stagnated cerebral spinal fluid. Okay, stagnated cerebral spinal fluid. So that means that you got to get something to move the cerebral spinal fluid, or to move the lymphatic system, or to move the lymph, right? And so the herbs that I like for that, it's a lot of different herbs that can move the lymph. But the first thing is potassium. Now I don't know how her potassium levels are, but potassium moves fluid. It moves lymph. Okay. So whatever potassium foods and herbs you can find, that's going to be good. But then also be looking for herbs like wild indigo, and herbs like blue flag and stuff like that. Red clover is okay. Red clover is a very mild lymph mover, but you're just trying to get something to move the lymph. But what I'm saying is, instead of trying to give her something like that, because she's already taking stuff, you dance her and stuff like that, and that'll move it. This dancing, this singing, this stuff will move it too. So let's say she can't take nothing because she's taking everything, and you don't really want to overwhelm her with the meds and the pills. Then stick to daily stuff. That daily stuff, along with whatever she got going on, will help her in a short period of time. And make sure that you're taking her outside too, bro. She got to be outside too.
Okay.
Yeah, all this stuff that we talking about that I just told you about, let her do it outside. She can drink the tea outside. She can sing, dance, hum, everything outside.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir.
Yep. And
I definitely. Go ahead.
And then if you got any other questions, just email me, man, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, man, I appreciate it. And thank you for that too.
All right, peace.
And where can I get the Honest Manual, the book? So you was telling somebody about.
You can just DM me, or you go to the website and just type in email. When you go to the website, you type in email. It comes in an e-format, and it's going to say consultation email.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Thank you, man.
All right. Peace.
All right.
Mr. Frolicious, welcome to the HerbMan Show. How can I help you? Mr. Frolicious, welcome to the HerbMan Show. How can I help you?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Welcome to the HerbMan Show.
Good to hear. I just stumbled across your live stream, and since I've been going through a health-based journey for like the last 2 years, and it's been fascinating. My father was a ultramarathoner / race walker, and was very active in natural health in the DC community. And I've been getting into herbs and whatnot, and learning how to make sea moss and things like that. And I've also been using the carnivore diet as well.
Okay.
But I'm honestly amazed at how well some of these things work together. And I want to gain further formal training, because from what I can see, there's a massive gap in the Black community in terms of health. And it's really, really frustrating me that all these people are making all this money off of the unhealth of Black individuals. And this is a fixable problem, but it needs to be focused on with a will, because if we keep this stuff up, we're not going to be able to take care of ourselves as a societal group.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct, Mr. Frolic. So let me ask you a question. And health is just as simple as this. And you can do this with your family members. I know we just had Thanksgiving and stuff like this, and we're coming up on the holidays and Christmas and New Year's. But you can just simply do this right here, and you can ask your people these simple questions, and you'll know what's going on, right? So I got singing, dancing, laughing, touch or crying, Okay, now Mr. Frolic. Mr. Frolicious, I'm sorry. When was the last time that you sang?
I've never really sung much, but I have done voiceover work.
I just want to know when the last time you sang, man. We just keeping it simple.
I can't think of it.
So it been months, years. I mean, just throw a number out there.
I don't really sing, unfortunately.
So never. Okay. When the last time you danced?
I'm too self-conscious to dance.
Okay. So when the last time you laughed?
I laugh all the time. I have a very good sense of humor, so I do laugh a lot.
Crying. When the last time you cried for something good or bad? It don't matter.
I can't think of anything recent.
Okay. So you see this right here? And this is where we got to learn about health. Because you're not doing this enough. You're not doing this enough. And you're not doing this enough. Well, when you do this thing here is going to lower your blood pressure and raise your nitric oxide. So if you're dealing with nervous system issues, anxiety, worry, you're dealing with depression, you're dealing with high blood pressure, guess what? Singing that you're not doing could help you. You don't need an herb. Now, dancing, if you got bone problems, if you got left and right brain issues, you got kneecap issues, arthritis, you got back pain and all of that, whatever kind of bone and pain issues you got, well, if you start to dance, it increases endorphins. Endorphins is your natural painkiller. You wouldn't need a herb or a medication pill if you just moved a little bit more, okay? And so then over here with crying and touching, this is oxytocin. Oxytocin is the healing component of all this stuff because it's the healing medicine. So if we're not touching, if we're not in intimacy with our people, families, and friends around us, then guess what? You're not getting the very source of medicine that you need, and you don't need herbs and you don't need medications.
Touch is one thing that I do. I'm skilled in reflexology.
Yeah, okay, then so you do the touch. Okay, so there we go. Okay. I know I probably said crying and you were just like, I ain't crying, but yeah, it's crying or touch. So
yeah.
if you've done that, then there we go. So now if I'm looking at you from a distance, I'm going to say wherever your problem will arise is going to arise in areas that these things are operating.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So in essence, this is what it is. So singing represents the air element, right? Dancing represents the earth element, right? So right here, I already got a few diseases and a few spiritual tendencies. Right here, the air tells me watch out for grief and depression. Okay? You have a tendency to get some grief and depression, and you got to be able to watch out for grief and depression, right? This right here tells me stress and worry can be your problem. And then also it's going to tell me about doubt and trust, Mr. Frolicious. Doubt and trust is also there. All right? Now, how do I know all of that from what you just said? Then on top of that, now it's also looking at high blood pressure, bone issues, arthritic issues, and also immune issues, autoimmune issues, respiratory issues, all come out of just because a person ain't singing and dancing daily like they should be doing. And when you're lacking in this normally going to be where the issue comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a system.
Okay.
It's just a system.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, it's just a system.
I hear you.
That's all.
Wow. I definitely need to get the manual you're talking about. And I'd like to be able to learn formally from either you or someone like yourself, because, I'm learning things on my own, but it's a frustratingly slow pace. I'm like, there's no clear codification for all this stuff. And it's just, I want to learn more and learn how to be able to instruct people as well.
So you want to learn how to teach people. That's what you're trying to really do. You want to learn how to teach it. Well,
yeah, because I'm getting a lot of benefits on my own.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's frustrating when you see your friends and family going through stuff and you tell them things and then they brush it off. It's just like, well. So my biggest advice to you would be a master student. Don't try to aspire to be a master teacher. Aspire to be the master student. And so what you need to do is you need to open up to more things. Okay, so when I was learning this stuff, it wasn't just Dr. Saban. It wasn't just Dr. Laila Africa. It wasn't just Dr. Paul Goss.
It wasn't just Emma Dupree. It wasn't just Marty Scott. It wasn't just Jim Morris. It wasn't just Phyllis Light. It wasn't just Rosemary Gladstar. It wasn't just Michael Tierra. It wasn't just Michael Woods. It wasn't just you see all these people out of name?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just them, and I already named. It wasn't just traditional Chinese medicine. I didn't just study Ayurvedic medicine. I didn't just come to Africa and study traditional African medicine. I didn't just study Western herbalism. I didn't stop, and I didn't join any school of thought. I put it all together. And when you can do that, that's a gift. That's a calling. I don't know how to teach that, but you're able to see everything that we've done in human history and find the commonalities in order to find the direction in which we're going. I can't teach that, and I can't teach you how to teach that. And y'all are looking at me trying to learn something that God got to give you. You can't get it from a man. All right, Mr. Folicious?
Understood.
All right, I appreciate you.
I will remain a student.
I appreciate you, Phil.
And I'll keep learning.
Yes, sir. Keep doing that, man, and you'll be good in the future. Yeah, y'all got to get this stuff from God, man. Stop trying to find this shit in a man. There's nobody's your savior but you. Go out into nature and let nature endow you with the gift to do this. Don't force it. Go out in nature, live your life, and God's going to give you your calling, and God's going to give you your choose. You keep choosing something. I want to choose to be an herbalist. I didn't fucking choose this. This chose me. Go ahead, Al Ho. What's going on? Welcome to the HerbMan Show.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the HerbMan Show. How can I help?
My main thing is I'm good at keeping the peace, and I agree with your owner's manual because my mom bought an apothecary book, and then I had a dream after it saying, like, I was like, people want to just go to the plants, but they don't even think to come to me first when I made all these things.
You see how simple it started to get when somebody say that, when somebody simplified it, it started to make sense, don't it? Like, why we're going to, you're saying you want to know God, and you're saying that you believe in God, and you're saying that you know there's a God, but you don't utilize that information because we keep going to people who acting like the mediator for God. But there comes a point where you see the mediator ain't translating the right. It ain't translating the right stuff. So now you're laying on your deathbed. The machines don't work. The mediator called the doctor can't figure it out. Then you go into church and the mediator don't work. The pastor and the Jesus you're calling, it ain't working for you. You want to live, but it's not doing it. And what I'm saying is because you haven't, you know God through other things instead of having a personal experience through it. And your best personal experience is to be one within nature. But we keep looking for the God experience through people. I want to know God's love, so I go and get me a husband. But you ain't seen God's love from the sun. It ain't never burnt your ass up yet. You ain't seen God's love through the air. He ain't turned your air conditioner off yet. You ain't got to pay no bill for it. You ain't seen God's love yet. He ain't raised the waters on your ass yet. They stay in place. Even though they told you about a flood, you ain't seen one. So why do I need to know God's love through creation when I can get it from the Creator? And don't nobody have a relationship with the Creator. We're looking at everything and teaching everything from creation. All we know is what somebody else said about this experience, and we keep regurgitating that back to you. So that's why nobody's ever heard of descending until I came. Nobody's ever heard of the owner's manual until you know why? Because we're just regurgitating up what Dr. Sebi, what Laila Africa, and what every other guru has done. But what are you as a descendant? As a descendant, you're supposed to evolve that situation, not keep regurgitating up what the ancestors did. You're supposed to complete the situation. And we keep talking about our ancestors. You ain't the ancestor. You are the descendant. Go ahead, Aho.
Oh, my question is, the only time I couldn't keep the peace was during labor. and I'm going to go through labor again.
Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that.
I started repenting.
Hey, look, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that one. All thing I can tell you is, and even if you did do it, it probably still wouldn't work, but you can drink you a whole bunch of red raspberry tea and just try to get into that relaxed state. But, those are one of those things until we actually change into our perspective wholly, because, yes, you shouldn't have labor pains. You shouldn't have the menstruation and the PMS that we have, right? But it's because of the programming that these things come on a little bit quicker, due to how we just treat our ladies coming up with perms in the hair, stuff like that. So a lot of stuff that's going on with us that we shouldn't even be partaking in. A lot of us, these things are going to be signatures of us being unnatural. But when you get back to your natural self, you'll see so many superpowers. I mean, when you just go back to nature, man, you'll have so many superpowers it wouldn't be funny. And one of them would be you could probably spit out a baby without no, because really the art to spit out a baby without no pain is just how you land. You really shouldn't be laying on your back to have a baby. You should be squatting like you taking a shit. Now, if you squatted like you took a shit, you can have that baby and it probably wouldn't be as painful because you're in the right position. But when you're laying on your back trying to have a baby, that's not a natural position for baby making. I mean, a natural position for conception. But folks don't know that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, I'm grateful for you being able to be peaceful in the face of the storm. I need for you to continue to do that, but also teach others how to do this is I'm telling you, this is a world-changing thing. Girl, how can you maintain peace in the face of storm? This is where your faith is going to be fortified. This is where your belief is going to be strengthened. This is where they talk about doctrines. You come up with different doctrines that go away with the wind because they don't have any fundamental foundation on nothing. So when you know peace, that's your rock, your solid rock. That's your Peter. And you need to teach that, because we need to learn that from you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, man. We appreciate you. All right, peace. Yes, sir. You guys, I appreciate all the love, man. We're going to get up out of here, man. If you guys are interested in your owners, man, well, please DM us and we'll get you the information that you need, man. We love you. It's absolutely nothing you can do about it. We thank you for all 160-something thousand likes today. We love you. We appreciate you. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back same time, same back channel tomorrow, okay? Peace. Love HerbMan. Woo-say! Yeah, he's sleepy, y'all. He's sleepy. You see when that thing get low energy like that, that joker ready to go down.